guys, and welcome back to another episode of From the Shadows. As always, guys, if you are still enjoying this series, please do drop a like on the video. That would mean the world to me, and if we can get it to 150, that would mean even more. Now, we're going to do a question of the day, and of course, there's no face cam for this bit. Don't worry, I do have the camera working again, unlike yesterday's video, but I just don't like to use it for the draws because it gets in the way of stuff, basically. So, today's question is this. Could you show us what happened to Jason Boislion since Judas left the club? Yes, I can. Let's just take a quick gander at Jason Boislion. There's surely not that many people called Boislion, so, what? Am I spelling that wrong? Is it Bois? Hang on, guys. Apologies for this. Jason Bois. Ah, there's an extra I in there, right. Okay, he is at Clermont-Foot, interestingly. His career kind of went downhill a little bit after he left us. We loaned him for, well, 2 years, essentially. I really liked that guy. Angers, he actually moved to Angers from Alcorcon, who he was at, and then he moved over to Anderlecht for 2.1 million, which was quite a decent amount. Then he went to Ponferradina on loan, and then another season on loan. Then Osijek, who I believe is in Croatia, perhaps? Is that Croatia? Yes. And then, yeah, a free transfer to Clermont-Foot. So your life's turned out brilliant, hasn't it, Jason? You could have been one of our own. You could have been one of us. Anyway, moving on to the draft. Not the draft, the draw. Christ. I've been watching too much of the league. Right. So, there's a lot of teams to be drawn in this, so this could take a little while, so I'm just going to jump straight in, basically, guys, because we've got 2 rounds, remember, to do, so we've got to be careful about this. So, I don't think there's even a seeding system for this anymore, so it's just anyone against anyone, it would appear, which is a bit weird, but there we go. So, Aston Villa are there, and against Anderlecht. Feyenoord will play against Paris. So, oh, Christ, that's a tough one, actually, against Feyenoord. Cagliari will play Olympiacos. Should I just stop it and do the rest of it? So we got Olympique Marseille, Wolfsburg, Zurich, Sampdoria, Molde, Empoli, Metalurg, Donetsk against Valencia, Athletic Bilbao against Porto, Metalist, I think that's Metalist Kharkiv, against Sparta Prague, Maccabi Haifa against PSG, are only in the Europa League, interesting, Blackburn against Shakhtar, Bruges against Red Bull Leipzig, or RB Leipzig, technically, because that's not what it stands for, is it, technically, because of German rules, Stade Liège against Sporting, Dynamo against Ajax. Right, okay, so next up, we must do the next round of the draft. So apologies if you see anything that you shouldn't. You will see some highlights in a second. Can we... Yep. Here we go. Right, so we're going to do it again. And yeah, so if we get through it, Athletic Bilbao or Porto will be incredibly tough against Blackburn or Shakhtar. Okay, Metalist Kharkiv or Sparta Prague, I'll take that one. Cagliari or Olympiacos. Zurich or Sampdoria, that'll be interesting against Standard or Sporting. Molde or Empoli, that would be interesting as well. Dynamo or Ajax, damn it. Rijeka or Stade Rennais, I don't think... Nope, okay, fair enough. Monaco or Ghent, please no. Damn it! That will be quite tough. Unless we get Ghent, then that sounds like a pretty tough tie, because I don't think we're allowed to avoid Monaco at this point anymore, so it's going to be tough if we do get past final, but I'm looking forward to it. So there we go, guys. Enjoy some highlights of how we got to this point. We did win the group, and I'll show you what happened in that in a second, as well as another game against Marseille, as well as all the other games that I've yet to play. So I'll see you guys in a sec for that, as well as Facecam in a minute. To Luis, who's really in good form lately. Luis goes through his man, puts it across for Park J1, blocked, Salih Uchan, Cherry can turn, and that surely is offside. I don't think it is, you know. Grasshoppers 0, Paris 1 inside the first 30 seconds. Alberto Cherry's 24th goal of the season. We're right back up there. Get a ball in, he does get a ball in. Adair's header, and Siegrist lets that straight through him, and unfortunately, despite only having 22% possession in one shot, they have equalised through Adair, and we need to get back on this one. Salih Uchan into Park J1. Can he find a pass? He does. He finds Cherry's long-range strike, and it is 1-2. Paris lead by 2 goals to 1. Alberto Cherry with yet another goal in Europe. 25 goals this season he has scored. Well done him. Yulan's corner. Luis brings it down, back to Uchan. Will he strike it? He does, and what a hit that is from Salih Uchan. Grasshoppers 1, Paris 3, and 2 back-to-back wins in any competition will hopefully get some form back for us. It's in, Sidibe at the back post knocks it down, Cherry, and it's over the line, and I think that is a hat-trick for Alberto Cherry. No, it's a Maro own goal, unfortunately. Blackmon have got one back in the other game too, so we need to be careful here in the box, and it's somehow ricocheted around. Park J1 with the strike, on the rebound is Cherry, and that time it is his hat-trick. It is 5-1 to Paris away from home. That is more like it. We really have been smashing them in lately. Ruiz now with the ball into Luis. Can we get another goal? Surely not. And Barr now with an effort, and it's in the back of the net. Grasshoppers 1, Paris 6, Abraham and Barr. As again, goes in for Park J1, and it's in the back of the net. It's Grasshoppers 1, Paris 7, Park J1 with the goal this time, and unbelievable stuff. There we go, Grasshoppers 1, Paris 7. What a performance. Now with the ball in for Olympique Marseille, it's flicked on, and it's in the back of the net, I think from Kondogbia. Yeah, it is. Jeffrey Kondogbia in the cup. 1-0 to Marseille. Have it 1-0 to Marseille in an absolutely diabolical game, but we probably still should have won that. Aslan through it comes from Luis, who surely won't shoot from that angle. It doesn't matter because Cherry is in there again, and who else? Paris 1, Racing Club de Lens 0, and that's good. That gets us up into 7th. It's not great, but it will do for now. Past his man, can he get to the byline? Whips it back across. Cherry's header, and it's in the back of the net. 2-0 Paris. Alberto Cherry yet again with the goal so far, which means they're almost certainly going to score on this play. Long ranger, perhaps. Some Maximin now goes into the box, whips it across, and that's a goal, surely. Oh, come on, Carlos. What the fuck? Run for him. Aslan, huge space out wide in Mbar. Cherry slips it through. Park J1's onside, and he must score, and he does. 3-1. Thoroughly deserved performance in this first half. Paris 3. Racing Club de Lens 1. Clearance from Samsonov, but he needs to get out to the following ball, and he's just run straight past him. Isadic now. Off the crossbar, and it's in the back of the net. Are you joking me? Paris 3, Racing Club de Lens 2. Paris 3, Racing Club de Lens 2. We did manage to get the win, but it felt like it should have been so much more. Luis's ball to Luis, and that's it. Lille 0, Paris 0. We really should have taken advantage of that. Uchan's ball across, Cherry's flick-on header, and that is 1-0. Toulouse 0, Paris 1. That's been thoroughly deserved so far. 29 goals this season for Alberto Cherry. Back to Cherry. Loses the ball. Through for Aslan. Must score this time, and he does. Thank God for that. Toulouse 0, Paris 2. Ergin Aslan's missed several chances lately. It's good to see him finally get a goal. For Park J1, he will shoot. He must shoot. Flips it back for Luis, and he's put it in the back of the net. Lovely play from Paris. Toulouse 0, Paris 3. This is more like it, guys. Chana Erkin now. Should be mopped up by... What is he doing? What is that? He's got such a massive head start over Pelican now. I don't care how slow he is. Well, Park J1 wins it back. Either Holt in good space here. Crosses it. Oh, puts it in for Aslan. And Aslan's got 2 today. Lovely awareness from Either Holt to pick him out. He really is a very, very talented young striker. Cleared away by Samsonov, and that is it. Toulouse 1, Paris 4. We're into a much easier round of the French Cup. Right guys, we're back, and we have Facecam again. It is back again, thank God for that. Right, so yeah, as you'll have seen, we've had a reasonably good month, actually, considering what happened in the previous month, and I made a tiny tactical change, which I've actually made on both saves, and that is to have a look for the overlap on as well, and it means that when it works, it really does work, particularly if teams playing a back 3 or a back 5. We really do seem to have good luck against them, and 4-4-2, so it seems to be pretty much working across the board. The only time it didn't really work was against... Marseille in the Cup, which unfortunately we did get knocked out of, but beating Toulouse meant that we did get through to the next round of the French Cup. Unfortunately, we've been drawn against Monaco. So, first round of the French Cup, Toulouse. Second round of it, I say it's second round, it was the 10th round, Monaco. Usually we get like a 5th division team at this point, so we've really not had the luck there. And bear in mind, we're expected to reach the final of all of these trophies. We're already out of one on the board and not happy, and it's getting a little bit annoying, because I don't really care about the League Cup, and usually you get to a certain point and neither do the board, but apparently they do. So there we go. Take a quick gander at the squad while we're here. So, last 5 games, the best player has actually been Park J1, and he has won our award this month for Player of the Month. He scored plenty of goals, although Aslan has at least enjoyed a little bit of a resurgence, and you'll notice he has getting himself a 7.3. He got 2 goals in the last game, and that really did boost him up a little bit. Cherry's still 3rd best this month, but it's all about Park J1, and he wins this month's award for his heroics for us, basically, so just bear that in mind. Top goal scorer, of course, is Alberto Cherry with 29, and top assister is Luis with 13. As for the league, it looks like this. We're still 8th, unfortunately, but we do have a game in hand on some of the teams above us, which could bring us at least a little bit closer to them, but it's still going to be a tough run. We really do have to get our act together for the remainder of this season, basically, to have any hope of even qualifying for Europe next year, and that would be catastrophic if we didn't do that, and it would all be down to that poor run. Thankfully, we seem to be over that now. You know, a couple of wins, a draw, looking much more solid at the back, so yeah. So excuse my anger in the last episode, but my goodness, you can understand how frustrating it can be sometimes in this game when you feel like you're doing all right and you're just losing goals hand over fist when before you weren't, and you're not doing anything different. It's really strange, and it's not to do with other teams learning your tactics. That doesn't happen in FM. That dynamic does not exist in the game as of yet. It'd be cool if it did, but it would make the game insanely difficult, which isn't such a bad thing. It'd be good if you could turn it on or off, maybe. That'd be quite a cool feature to have. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump straight in, basically, shall we? We've got ourselves a game against Tours today. Now, this should be a little bit simpler. Annoyingly, Sidibe's away, so Amara's going to come in. Cherry, Park J1, Luis, Aslan, Saleh Uchan, Bulens, Orberg because of the injured Mbar, which is not great. Oh no, he's on international duty now. Brilliant. Wagner, Amara, it's the Africa Cup of Nations, I'm guessing. Ruiz, so a slightly weakened team. But on the bench, we've got Francois Poirier, Christians, Either Holt. Christiansen has not been getting in the team much lately now. Holt has been just superb when he has played for us. Matas, Riviere, and Obradovic. Now, Holt actually did start one game, and it was the game against Marseille, and unfortunately, Cherry had the flu, so we didn't have any choice whether we could play him or not, unfortunately. So it made things a little bit more difficult for us. Now, this is our game in hand. I expect nothing but a win. This is eminently winnable. They're just outside the relegation zone. We need to win this one and maybe even put a few goals past them. I don't know who that is. Good stuff. Schwartz, Samai, Marchand, Tapoko, no, that's a different guy, isn't it? One more time. Lekovic, Martial, different guy, of course. Biombu and Decker, and then Zelazny in goal. Anyone else? There's a Thomas there. I wonder if he's British. Bruno Thomas. He's actually French, so that'd be Bruno Thomas, no doubt. So let's get into this then. They're playing an interesting system, not dissimilar to our own, in fact. In fact, very, very similar to our own system, in fact. I've not seen the team do that yet. This should be an interesting one. I feel like if two teams are playing the same tactic, or very similar tactics, we should have the advantage over a team like Tours, just because we have sheer quality in the positions, although defensively we are slightly weaker today, though Gustav Åberg has done a good job in the games he's played. Their system is like... The only bit that's different is that these two are pushed further forward. Uchan's ball now. Cherry loses out. Ruiz should be able to mop this up quite comfortably, although Segrist is going to come and collect it very, very slowly. So that's fun. I do expect us to win this one and maybe get 2 or 3 goals in the process. As we've shown, you know, we've got that in our locker now. The 7 goals we put past Grasshoppers was actually the biggest win that we've had on this entire save, I found out later on. The 4 pass to lose away from home was very solid as well. Cherry slips it through. No, goes to Aslan. Maybe he can continue that good form. Ruiz inside, and that's a horrific effort. My goodness. Mr. Kipling would have been proud of that slice. Schwartz now to Lekovic. It's been a solid start from us, but we still need a little bit more. An early goal would really settle the nerves. Oh dear. Marchand's ball in. Martial, and he has actually brought that down. Don't let him cross it. That's enough of you in there to make sure we make the save there. Martial, don't. Somebody put a foot in. Don't let them score a long range. And we've got enough players around to prevent that in theory. Marchand cleared away, and that should do the trick. But Tours have actually offered something early on, and that's a little bit worrying for me. Cherry, that's good play now, and he's got support. Can he find it? Cherry's been booked already. That's a little bit frustrating, actually. I would have hoped that he would have at least held off on that. Ruiz whips it across, Cherry at the back post, and there is that man. And I believe you guys are witnessing his 30th goal of the season. 18 in the league, I think, which is still a very decent amount, I have to say. To get 30 in all competitions at this point, I still think he's going to get 50 for us again this year. Someone wanted to see his goal-scoring record history. So, in fact, after this goal, I'm going to quickly show you it now, because otherwise I'll bloody forget. Another good ball in from Carlos Ruiz, who done some silly things this month, but that was certainly not one of them. Cherry was utterly superb there. Let's just take a quick gander at Cherry while we're here. Here's his career stats. So, as you can see, after he joined us from... well, Parma, after being on loan for Lanciano, La Barchon, Cremonese. First season for us, 19 goals. Second year, well, he played a few reserve games, 14 goals. This is the league, of course, because unfortunately there isn't a way of... I wish there was a way you could just show all goals. Like, I know you can down here, but I wish you could just show it on here. Why is that not an option? It's really frustrating that it isn't. And if someone knows how to do that, then please do let me know, because I've always wanted to do that. 19 goals, 23 goals, then 36, and this year he's got 17 or now 18 in 21. So he's certainly on for a really solid season again. So there you go. That's Cherry's goal scoring record. I'm pretty pleased with him so far. So we've got ourselves the early goal. If we can continue this run, that'll be delightful. The one change I made basically was the looking for the overlap idea, and it just means that Åberg and Bar and people like that get slightly further forward, and they're very, very useful in those positions, believe me. Ruiz now, cutting through his man, coming across, and Cherry just absolutely drives that ball into the net like a freight train, and it is Paris 2, Tours 0, Alberto Cherry now 31 goals for the year, and one more, and he's hit 20 in the league already. I think there's no doubt he will be top scorer in the league this year, for the second year in a row as well. Ruiz does well, but what about that for a strike from Cherry? He's just not having any of it. That's like that, was it Reed for Blackburn or Wigan, like 10 years ago, nearly broke the net with one of the fastest shots I've ever seen. Bulens whips it in. Uchan's on it. Cherry can turn, and not quite there. But 3 clear-cut chances already. We're creating a lot. Possession-wise, not superb. Tours are actually doing okay with that, but unfortunately their finishing is a little suspect. Uchan, and it's wide. That being said, we've only hit the target twice, so I might just tell them to concentrate a bit, and I also may put it on retain possession as well. If we grab a third goal, perhaps not, we'll just go a bit mad. Part J1 driving at the defenders, goes for goal, and Zelazny makes the save. Yeah, we're looking solid so far. Possession's starting to come towards us a bit, but our pass completion is a little low from what I would like anyway. But we're winning the game, that's the key thing here, and it pushes us only up to 7th, but it keeps us in the fight, basically. We've not been as good as I would have liked to this year. That run really did destroy confidence in the team, and it's a real shame, because you don't want that kind of thing happening to the team, but sometimes FM just does that, and you just can't find. Sometimes it's like pulling out of a nosedive in a jumbo jet sometimes, and you just cannot do it. But we've managed it. I think the game against Nice in the last live con really did make a difference for us, and since then, just the one defeat, and that was the 1-0 against Marseille, and it was a torrid affair. It really was. We're closing him down. 2-0 is fine. I would like a third, maybe, just to sort of take the edge off it, and then we can move some stuff around a little bit and freshen things up. Aslan has been quite error-prone again. Only a 6.6 though. He's not been. Well, he's still our worst player, unfortunately, and that means he will be. Oh, hello, Willie though. Willie. No, I don't think he will. Because we apparently don't have any. Where's Barguji? Or is more African Cup of Nations? This is what I mean. But I am, however, going to bring on Christians for Uchan, who is probably one of the other slightly lower performers on the team tonight. That might be the only change I make for now, although I may also get on Riviere at some point too. But we're looking good. They've not had a shot on target yet. We are dominating. Not quite to the extent we had against Grasshoppers. That was an absolute annihilation fest. I've never seen us have that many shots. I think it was 43 shots we had in that game. 7 goals from it as well. It certainly wasn't, just peppering from the edge of the box. We really did smash them. Okay, here we go. Marchand for Tours. Ball in, and it's in the back of the net from Setut. And this is what I mean. He's offside, isn't he? Yes, he is. Okay, that's fine by me. But it moves us up into the top 7, and there's a few teams within touching distance. The main one we need to try and track down is Lorient, though. They're in that gap. There's them and Nantes. We need to close that gap to those sides. It is only 5 points now, the gap. So with 17 games to go, I feel like we've got enough in the tank to catch up a 5-point deficit on these teams. That's the key for me, is that I think we've got enough to actually do that. We might make one more sub here. Just get Alberto. Oh, no, because he'll complain. I know it's annoying when you bring players off and they're on a hat-trick. They complain even when it's like... He's not that knackered, to be fair. I'll get Bulens off for Riviere. Just give him a bit of a run out. Aslan really does need to step up, though. His assists and goals just aren't where they were in that first season, whereas Luis and Park Ji-won and Barguji really are contributing to the team. Aslan did that. He did a little bit in that last game by getting 2 goals, one of which was a brilliant setup from Ivor Holt. Even when he doesn't score, he still has this wonderful awareness. I really do like watching him up front. He can shoot from range. He's got good long-range shooting. Marchand is through, and he must score, and he doesn't. And Siegrist has made an absolutely wonderful save there. Like, say what you like about Benjamin Siegrist, but he does still come up big for us sometimes, and he's doing okay. And if we get a decent transfer budget this summer, I might try and go out and find a really high-quality keeper. But I just don't know if it's worth investing in it, because we could buy a goalkeeper for £20 million, and goalkeepers just don't work very well, unfortunately. They're just broken. And we could spend all that money on him and he'd still be crap, and then we'd have wasted our entire transfer budget on him. So I just don't think that's something I'm going to do. I don't know where I'll strengthen. I might just continue the youth conveyor belt, to be honest, but we'll see. At this point, we may have to start spending a little bit more, like I did with Pompey. Over a while, we can actually bring in some slightly higher quality players. But at the moment, I'm really liking our chances with this team. Maybe a really strong, high quality centre mid is what we need, because Bulens is essentially being played out of position all year now that Dominic Gape's gone, and Uchan might be off as well. So there you go. And there we go, a 2-0 win over Tours, as we expected. I think we do need to address it. Let's just keep them the confidence going. Nice victory. Well done, guys. 2 more goals for Alberto Cherry. Man of the match, of course. Aslan was actually man of the match in the last game too. As you can see, PSG and Marseille are really just dicing it out for the top. But I still think that 3rd place is there for the taking, and hopefully we can get it. And hopefully strengthen enough to get into the group stages of the Champions League where the money lies, basically. Lots of games coming up in a short space of time, so that's going to be wreaking havoc on our fitness levels, unfortunately. So let's take a little look at what we're going to do in the next episode. I already decided this, actually, because Bordeaux is next, and the reason for that is because I want to do a double live con with both the Feyenoord games, in it, basically, separated by the Toulouse and Saint Etienne league games. But yeah, in the next episode, we're going to be doing Bordeaux. So in the meantime, that's not actually that far away, but there's been a lot of stuff done this month because of the slight winter break. So Guignop, Monaco, Nantes, and Lorient, and that is a stupidly important run for us, really, because Guignop, that should be winnable. They're practically bottom. Monaco away in the cup is going to be stupidly tough, but then we've got a home game against Nantes, who are 3rd, and an away game against Lorient, who are 4th, and that right there, those are our 2 games, and then we've got obviously Bordeaux in the live con, which is not going to be easy either. That is a crucial run for our season. We get a few wins there, and that could catapult us back up into the title, or not the title race, but the race for the Champions League. So guys, if you like what you've seen, please do drop a like on the video. That would be glorious. And if you liked it even more than that, please do subscribe to the channel for more videos like this every single day in your inbox at 7 o'clock. And I will see you guys in the next episode for a game against Bordeaux, which could be really resting a lot of the fate of our season on it. So I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.